Hi, welcome to the Western Mass Moms Partnership Program, the Mom's Stress Management course, and today we're going to take a look at Chapter 3, Fixing Unhelpful Thoughts and Increasing Helpful Thoughts. So again, your ability to change your thoughts is a skill that you're working on, and what we want to do is support you in that. So the manual works really well. We'll take a little review maybe of last week or last chapter. We'll definitely do the relaxation, and you know my favorite is the breathing. We'll take a look at Violet and Mary, our lovely ladies who demonstrate for us how to change our thoughts. We'll practice fixing unhelpful thoughts. Our thoughts are shaped by the messages we hear, and our children's thoughts are shaped by the messages they hear, which is really important for us to take a look at. So from chapter 2, mood is affected by what you think and what you do. The moment-to-moment choices you make throughout the day can lead to a better or worse mood. Even small choices, like one positive thought, can set you on a path toward a better mood. So understanding that you're in charge of your thoughts is really important, and it takes practice. So we're going to do a relaxation exercise today. So what we're going to do is we're going to just try some breathing. What I want you to do is sit back in your chair comfortably, maybe put your feet on the ground. You can put one hand on your chest and one hand on your belly. And so breathing is a way to help you begin to learn how to relax. So take a breath in. Notice how it comes in, and then exhale. And then breathe in. And exhale. And one more time. Breathe in. And exhale. So throughout the day, when you're feeling stressed, stop. Stopping is really the hardest thing that we can do. Stop and take a breath. Just take a breath. Relax your body, and then see how you feel in order to move forward. Let's take a look at Violet and Mary. Page 3.5 looks like that in your manual. So Violet and Mary are two ladies and moms who struggle with the day and with what it's like to be a mom. Welcome to the world of motherhood. So Violet, we're going to read Violet's experience, and we're going to rate how she feels. So when you see a blank bubble, thought bubble, you get to put in your own thoughts, and I'll walk us through it and kind of like give you my idea of what that is. So she realizes that in the first bubble, my kids are fighting again. And when we do it again, it's like, my thoughts are really going to impact my mood. So I can't stand the fact that the kids are fighting. They're fighting again. Maybe my mood is a 3. They are too much. I can't handle it as we go down the page. So now I'm getting even more discouraged, especially if I say I can't handle it. That's a thought, and that thought has an impact on my mood. So maybe I'm down to a 2. And so here I am, kind of like by myself, not figuring out what to do, don't know what to do. I'm really upset with my kids, and maybe my mood stays a 2. And by the end of the day, you can see a little face. I don't feel good. My mood is not a happy mood, and I feel really bad about what happened during the day. So poor Violet, it's our heartache. But let's look at Mary. So Mary says, same thought. My kids are fighting again. So maybe I've got a 3, a 2, or a 3. And then Mary has a new thought, a different thought. Rather than saying it's too much, I can't handle it, Mary thinks the playground. Why didn't I think of that before? So now she's got a new thought. She's changed her thoughts, and her mood begins to lift. So now maybe my mood is a 4 or a 5. I take the kids to the playground. They have a great time. I have a great time. And you can see in the picture that they're connected. And when I'm connected, I feel better. So now my mood might be an 8 or even a 9. So kind of like meander through those little illustrations in your book a couple of times just to remind yourself that you have the power to make that change. So the next page, page 3.6, is practice fixing unhelpful thoughts. Imagine the following situations have happened to you. Rate your stress level and write down the first thought you have. If the thought is unhelpful, try to fix the thought by being kind to yourself. That's really important, that you be compassionate and kind to yourself first. For example, you might think, I'm not perfect, but when I'm kind to myself, I would say, and that's okay. I'm enough, just the way I am. Rate your stress level now that you have fixed your thought. I feel better when I say, you know what? I am enough, and it's okay if I don't feel like I can do everything perfect. In fact, you can't. There is no perfect. It's just who you are. So number 1 is you called your friend and left a message inviting her to go to a party, and she did not call back. So I might have a pretty high stress, so it's up there around 8 or a 9. You can see where the little records are. So it's a high stress. She didn't call back. So now my first thought might be, maybe something happened. Maybe she doesn't like me anymore. Maybe something went wrong. So now my thoughts are going down the rabbit hole, I call it. It's like unhelpful. So how can I fix it so it becomes helpful and be kind to myself? I might say, she's really busy. I know her in-laws were over, and I know she's preoccupied, and I know she'll get back in touch with me when she can, or I'll call her tomorrow. I feel a little better, okay? It's my thoughts that are going to make a difference. And so they give you a couple of examples of how you can do that again. This example is you just got turned down from a new job. So maybe my stress is pretty high because my thought is, what am I doing wrong? Why can't I get a job? Why didn't they like me? Do you hear what my thoughts are? I want to fix them. Fix the thought and make it helpful, being kind to yourself. So maybe I'll think, when they turned me down, the job wasn't for me. I'm better than that. I know what I'm doing. I'm doing it right. I'm going to figure it out. I'm going to find a better job. My mood and my stress really do make a difference. So changing unhelpful thoughts to helpful thoughts. Okay, page 3.9. Our thoughts are shaped by the messages we hear. What kind of messages did I hear as a child? It's really important for us to even take a look at that. So far in this course, we've learned that different types of thoughts can affect our mood. But how did we learn to think the way we do? In part, the way we think is shaped by the messages we heard as children. And the interesting thing about it is, when you were young, what were some of the helpful or unhelpful messages that you heard? So you can think about that. And when we share in the class, we talk about things like, you're not good enough, you didn't do it right, why didn't you get a better grade, you can't fix it, you're not smart, you're not fast enough. All of those messages that we got that were not helpful. What we want to do is be aware so that we don't deliver those same messages to our kids, because our children's thoughts, on page 3.10, our children's thoughts are shaped by the messages they hear too. And we want to be more aware of those messages and make sure that we give our kids the positive messages that they can hear and feel good about who they are. So in the chapter, they're asking you to take a look at helpful messages that parents might say to their child and unhelpful messages that parents may say to their child. And that just means you can think about those messages and you can break the cycle of what happened for you. So, for instance, your child does something wrong, and instead of saying to them, what's going on with you? Where is your head? What did you think? Why did that happen? Which doesn't make a kid feel really good. Instead, you could say, oh, help me understand what's happening. I'm really curious about what went wrong. Did you learn anything from it? Very different message. Everybody makes mistakes. No problem. We'll figure that out. Again, it's hopeful and helpful with what we say to our children. So in page 3.11, they're asking you to take another look at that quick mood scale. Some of the moms take it with them to bed or leave them on their nightstand so that every night they can write down, that's what it looks like, their mood. This class is all about awareness. We want you to be more aware of what's going on with you so that you can make a better decision. So every day, think about what are some of the helpful and unhelpful thoughts you might have had during the day. We have about 50,000 thoughts a day, and most of them are negative. In fact, you chatter to yourself in such a critical way that you would never talk to your very best friend the way you talk to yourself. But we don't really know that unless we talk about it and we're aware. So you can be aware of your thoughts and you can make a difference. So your homework is about helping you fix unhelpful thoughts. So they have a couple of examples. You need a state ID. You spend an hour on the bus trying to get to the office where you can get your ID. And when you get there, you find out that you have come to the wrong office. First thought I would have is, oh my God, how stupid was I? What's wrong with me? Why couldn't I figure that out? I want to fix it. Well, I've got to ride this bus to another place. I can figure this out. I know I need to get my ID. I've got it within me to figure that out. So now my mood increases and my stress decreases, and I'm able to go ahead and get what I need. And that's the ID, because I got to get there. So they're asking you to come up with some real situations, and you're welcome to kind of like write them in your chapter here. Should you want some support or some coaching, please reach out to your CMHA, your compassionate helper, your helper that's there, your ambassador who is there, your community ambassador, or to your clinician. Know that we're here to help you, and we really want to be able to be supportive. Remember also that you have access to the Moving Forward group, and you usually get a link to their classes that are on a regular basis. We really want to be supportive. We're really glad you came here to take a look at the chapter. We've got all of them online for you to review, but please don't hesitate to reach out. We're there for you. We really want to make this comfortable and easy for you. So thanks for being with me, and I hope to see you again. Take care. Bye-bye.